Right. What do you make of this volatile action in SiTime? That's the maker of timing chips used in everything from smartphones to data centers to planes and automobiles. Here's a stock that's up nearly 40% year to date, 155% since we spoke to them in 2023. Anything connected to data center has been on fire lately, including these increasingly essential timing chips. But today the stock pulled back more than 7%. Look, I think it was profit taking. Okay, it hit a new time. It just hit a new all-time high. But what do we do? Let's check in with Rajesh Vashist. And Rajesh is the chairman, CEO of SiTime to learn. So Vashist, welcome back to Mad Money.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so first I want to establish, and I don't mean to use you, it's not fair, but people who traded your stock, every time we have one of these traded, meaning they sold, how did they do versus if you just own the stock?
Well, listen, we went public 2019 at $13 a share.
13.
1-3.
All right.
13. And today we are about 300. I didn't see where we ended, but we are around 300. That's an amazing amount of growth for a stock for this company that's just six years old in terms of.
Right. So, I mean, ideally, what people have to recognize is it is volatile, but that doesn't mean that it should be avoided. It's been a remarkable performer.
Yeah, and particularly when you add to it that we are one of the most diversified companies. We have 400 different applications, and we sell all across. As you said, we sell in AI, we sell in consumer, we sell in military aerospace, automobiles, all of those places.
So basically what I mean, I was talking with someone, we were talking about who is your competition. Frankly, I don't know if there's, at this point, you've kind of exceeded all the other competitors. You seem to be, for instance, in the data center, the only game in town.
Well, you know, I always have a lot of respect for competition. This industry has been serviced by non-semiconductors,
right.
Quartz, 100 years, 100 years. We're displacing.
Quartz like you see in a watch.
Exactly. And they've been very successful, very good at it. But along comes SiTime, which is not so much intent in replacing Quartz
right.
as finding new use cases wherever there's connectivity, wherever there's intelligence, sensors, mobility, all of that.
Well, you're talking about 40% growth?
That's right.
How's that possible?
Well, it's a large market, $11 billion TAM, right. And SiTime is a key player in this. We invented the category. We invented precision timing. So you know how it is. When you create a category, you get to win.
Now, something that, since we talked to each other last, the resonator is gigantic. So
That's
tell
right.
people when I say the resonator, what that means.
Well, the resonator is truly the vibrating element. You know, you and I are used to semiconductors that are circuits. Well, this is a moving part in silicon. And you said it right. You said gigantic. We made a play on it as well. We call it Titan because it's so tiny. So it's the opposite. It's 0.4 by 0.4 millimeter. Right over there, you can see how tiny it is. It's one-fourth the size of quartz crystal.
Well, can that be in things like hearing aids?
It's in hearing aids. It's in wearables. It's in Internet of Things. It's in cars. You know, think in tire pressure monitoring systems. It's ubiquitous. 40 billion of these are sold.
Wow. Now, before that, things couldn't be miniaturized, could they?
No, because you are with quartz crystal, and also you don't get the quality, the reliability, you don't get the supply chain, you don't get the low power semiconductors.
Right. So when this data center theme, it was really the subject of a lot of to and fro today, where the people say, listen, there's not enough money to spend to be able to do it. My friend Rene Haas from ARM Holdings, I asked him, he said, look, the demand is just really incredible. So you have to kind of build it because they are coming. Do you see that too? I mean, do you see,
Absolutely.
For instance, you have a very large customer that is not necessarily in the data center, but has a lot of AI.
That's
that the AI thesis is spot on.
That's right. And remember that in AI, we have about 70 different kinds of customers with about 20 different applications. It's not about the GPU only. It's about the switches, the accelerator cards, the cables, the optical modules, all of that. That's where the SiTime is. And as you said, we do see the demand. And we see that the demand is pulling through, and to the best of our knowledge, it's true demand.
Okay, now this large customer, I know you're not going to mention the customer's name, but we spend a lot of time with companies that do great cell phone work. And there just seems to be an acceleration in demand for cell phones. Now, we've had a hard time believing that since analysts all over the world were telling us it's peaked. I think that when you add AI to it and add some of the brains that you put into it, it's exciting people again. And people are buying them like they haven't bought in a long time.
Yeah, we see that, you know, these people who disassemble phones are showing us that in some of the more popular phones, as you said, the modem has the timing chip from SiTime.
Right.
That's a really, really clear place. Wherever the modem goes, hopefully that's where we'll go.
Now, if they didn't have it, if they had an older version, if they had somebody else's, what would it not be able to do that yours can?
Well, you never quite know what exactly it enables, but in the long run, it enables size, it enables small size, lower power, greater functionality. Lower power, lower latency. Right?
Okay, right.
All the stuff. So like I said, connectivity, speeds, intelligence, sensing, that's what we do under real tough environmental conditions, shock, vibration. We sustain 50 times better, lower power, supply chain.
All right, so my last question is, Sanjay Mehrotra is a friend who's on this morning, Scroll the Street. I've been talking with him about competitors for a very long time, and they've got really big competitors, Japan, they've got Korea. You don't have, there's nobody in Japan doing what you're doing, is there?
Nobody in the world is doing what we're doing in technology, but even more fundamentally, Jim, nobody's doing timing. SiTime, silicon time. That's what we do.
Well, I got to tell you, it's good not to have those big competitors. It's good to own these markets, and I know you're doing it because of sheer dint of will. And by the way, your balance sheet's great, so it's not like they're borrowing money to do it, but it's something I've been very concerned about with a lot of companies.
That's right, no debt.
Right, no debt. That's Rajesh Vashist. He's the chairman and CEO of SiTime. Been a big winner. I think he's going to stay a big winner. Don't worry about the volatility. Look at how the stock's done over the last, since 2019. I mean, you're talking about being up so many points. Stop trading. Own. Mad Money's back after the break.
Thank you.